The engines on the island of Sodor love holiday time. Percy was taking some freight cars to the docks. Terence the tractor was working in a field close to the line. Percy was confused. But when Percy saw Mrs. Kindly, she was standing by her gate, waving a red flag. Asked the driver. Percy was puzzled. Percy didn't know how, but his driver was determined. Percy had to stop at Edward Station to take on water. Percy cut in. Edward smiled. When Percy arrived at the docks, he looked all around him. Suddenly, he saw a freight car. It was loaded with a new set of shiny buffers. Said his driver. He returned shortly. As Percy was shunting some freight cars into a siding, he heard a voice. There was old Slow Coach, who he and Thomas had rescued from scrap. Squeaked Percy. Said the coach. And then Percy explained. Said his driver. At last they reached the village, where the wedding was to take place. Ahead was an old engine shed. Laughed his driver. Replied Thomas. Said his driver. When the bride and groom left the church for the party, Sir Topham Hatt addressed everybody. The engines whistled, and everyone cheered. Said the bride. And she kissed Percy. Thomas laughed as Percy blushed bright red. Sighed Percy that night. But Percy was embarrassed and pretended to be asleep.